Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I said we'd have some interesting GBB content upcoming, so we're going to take a look at this replica today. But before I tell you what it is, well, you already know what it is. It's a WellPro PPK-20, sort of a modernised version of the PPK-19 or the PP19. I'm getting my words all mixed up here, so before we get into it, we're just going to switch to back in the past James, just so I can show you what this comes in and how it comes packaged, just because I can't really do that very well on the bench because of the size of the case, because it comes in a hard case. So we'll cut to that now, and then we'll be back in just a moment. Past James here. So this is the WE06 6M, I think, is it 6M or GM, or I don't know. It's upside down because I want to open it the other way, but they come in the hard case like you see here. Nice solid hard case, and inside the box we have the replica itself. We have a gas magazine. We also have a speed loader, which comes with a loading adapter and also some kind of little tool there, which is probably like a front sight tool or something like that. We get a manual, so it is the WE06 GM. So we get a manual for this, and we also get a cleaning and jamming rod, which is pretty standard, and a pack of BBs, which you should immediately throw in the bin. So back to present James, and we'll get on with the review. So WTF is the WellPro WE06 GM. Well, it's a modernised version of the PP19. I'm just going to quickly show you the manual here, because I didn't show you that in the box, because I didn't think the lighting was going to be great, but nice. Nicely together put, manual. Not bad at all. It's got all the part numbers there. It's all listed on one thing. And it folds up like a little pamphlet, so you haven't got to, have it take up a load of space. In this little bag, we've got a speed loader. We've got like a pistol adapter. This is very much a pistol speed loader that you'd imagine getting anywhere else. And a little tool there. So that actually looks... I don't know if it feels like it's plastic, but it sounds like it's metal. So there's a little tool for some reason with a little, what looks like an Allen key on the end. So no idea what that's for. We could have a look at the manual real quick to see if we can spot what that is. So it's a hop up regulator. So that's used to change the hop. Does it tell us in here how we do that? Tells you how to fill the mag, how to take the top cover off, clearing a jam, adjusting the hop up, there we go. So it looks like we can adjust it without taking anything apart. So what we do is we get this tool, which I think is just an Allen key, and you'll see it's got a plus and a minus. So for more hop, shove this tool in. Oh, it's pretty cool that, You could just use an Allen key as well, but very cool and unique. I do actually like that. We're going to put this in the bag so we don't lose it. And let's get to it. So we also get a magazine included in the box, of course. An extremely heavy magazine. Now, if you've ever held any type of gas-powered replica from Well before, you know the type of finish on their magazines. It's always much more to be desired. Like, I can't even pull that down. It jams up. I think there's some kind of... feels like a mechanism in there. So we can't fill it from the bottom. We have to fill it from the top. We're going to get into all that in a moment anyway. So, right. What is it? It's a gas blowback replica. It's an SMG. Think of it as a 9mm AK. You'll have seen my PP19 on the channel before, and this is basically a gas version of it. Now, I don't know really anything other than that, so we're going to have to sort of go through it and just, see what we can see at the time of doing this review. But it's, made of metal and polymer, so we're going to get a magnet out. So you've actually got a steel receiver, which is very nice. Steel top cover. You've got some steel components on the rear iron sight. You've got a steel lever there. The bolt is not steel. It's going to be some kind of mixture. Steel pins all around. I can't tell if that... Yeah, so that part of the selector is steel. The actual lever itself is not. Lever's not. We've got all the pins, which are steel, of course. Trigger is not steel. It's attracting to the receiver. Flash hider, also steel. And do we have any steel components on the stock here? So, yeah, so the main part of the back's steel. This latch part is steel. The button for the stock is steel. You know, everything where it's important is made of steel. We'll have to check the internal components when we get to it as well. So it looks kind of funky, doesn't it? It's like a PP19 from the future. But this is a gas blowback replica from WellPro. I'm not sure with what's going on with Well now. So you've got Well and you've got WellPro. I presume WellPro is now sort of targeting things maybe in a different direction to the older brand name, just Well. You've seen that crazy minigun, which is one of my most watched videos on the YouTube channel. That was WellPro as well. So I'm going to take a look at this. Hopefully it's as good as we want it to be. The magazine is ridiculously heavy, but we'll see how efficient that is as well. I'm guessing the filler is hidden behind this base plate. In terms of size of the mag, it feels about right. I've got no gas in it from out the box, of course. So we've got a lot of steel components. We've got a polymer folding stock, but it has steel latches and everything important there. So we can fold that to the right hand side, not the left, and we can still actuate the bolt and fire it if we have it folded. Now to pull it back, you need to also press the button in at the back. It's a very loose feeling button, if you can see this. It just kind of like wobbles all over the place, so it's it does the job, I suppose. When it locks in, it does indeed lock in. It doesn't really move about at all. What's interesting is in the part of the stock there that looks like a QD point. Do I have a sling with a QD point? So these are real steel QD points, not airsoft ones. And that goes in just fine. So you got a nice QD point on the stock if you want to fit a sling. So it's nice. Out the box, they're actually giving you some stuff that usually you have to worry about. So stock, of course, folds. It slots back in. It's very, very stiff, so there's no rattle on it at all. There's a bit of movement in the rear part, which we basically push this tab and we can extend it. Doesn't look like there's any numbers on the stock to tell us how many sections it has. So furthest back is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A 9 position stock. Very cool. You've got loads of adaptation on there for you taller shooters. We've got a polymer handguard up front here, which is kind of really integrated. It fits, I suppose it fits nice. I wasn't really sold on this. When I've seen pictures and videos of this online, you know, more importantly, of course, at like, you know, IWA and, you know, the shooting shows, maybe, what was it, the one over in Taiwan, I can't quite remember the name of it. You look at it and I thought it always looked a little bit gaudy, but I did want to try it. Getting it out the box, it's a lot thinner than it looks in person. So it is actually really nice and nimble. And the thing is rock. It's just rock solid. Even the grip, there's no movement in there. The only part that moves is the sliding stock, which you're going to have a bit of movement, aren't you? So polymer front end here. We've got an encapsulated front iron sight, which is usual type of iron sight where you basically twist it to lower and higher it. The rear one's a little bit different, so you got a peep sight at the back. And I was wondering, I was like, how the hell do you adjust this thing? And what you actually have to do, so you've got the numbers, so it's 1, which is the lowest setting. You basically push this in and do that. And as you go up the numbers, the higher and higher this comes out. We go back to 1, and it's the lowest it will be. The flash hider we do need to check this because I say check it and then I look and I can't see an Allen key anywhere. Yeah, that one's not going to work. I'm hoping it's 14mm counterclockwise. I can't see why it wouldn't be. The selector is very much different from an AK or like a PP19 selector. So you've still got the arm here, but you can't actually use that. There's nothing to grab onto. I suppose if you forced it, you might be able to, but that's not really the way it's been designed. It is ambidextrous. So you've got safe. The first selection is indeed semi. And the last selection is full auto. So unlike an AK where you have to go all the way down for semi and half up for full auto, this one, the arm doesn't really move in like a normal way. If you look at the way it moves, it's a little bit strange. Like you can see the cam system working here. So you've got safe, semi, and full auto. Now this was rumoured to run loosely along the on the AKM system from Marui. I don't know how they've incorporated that because obviously the hop is different. To get the top cover off, we actually pull this tab up from the handguard, like so. Once we've pulled that up, we can just push it like so, and it slides out. Once it's slid out into that position, we just pull back slightly on the top cover, and we take it off like that. The top cover itself does have a removable rear iron sight, I think. I could be mistaken, that could be incorporated. It kind of just looks like it's attached onto the back of the rail, but you know, you've got a nice fixed rail there. It feels really sturdy the way that they've like riveted it to the top cover itself. And when this was in, if I can get this back on, let's line this up here. So the way this works is you push the pin in, and then as you do this, I think it kind of cams it down slightly. So with that back in, I'm not going to latch that back in, but the top rail is nice and tight. There's probably like a fraction of a millimetre's worth of play, but nothing where you'd think, bloody hell, that's bad. So that's how we pull that out. How do we go about this section? Does this part come out at the back? I'm guessing it does, so we push that forward and we can pull that out, which actually comes out with the buffer system as well, which is what looks like a couple of O-rings there. So that section comes out. Does look similar to the AKM series. You've got a lot of heavy grease on all the parts here. We're on safe, so we can't charge it. We've got a very short bolt here, and very unique looking design here. We can actually see the nozzle spring through there bunch up. So I'm hoping this is a good system. It does look like a copy of the Marui AKM where it's got the two bolts. So you loosen this bolt off, and then as you back this bolt out, the whole thing slides off the back here. And we'll have to pull this apart maybe in a later video to see what's going on inside. But there's the bolt. Now the hop looks to me like they've took the AKM hop, because there's actually an arm and everything there like the AKM. So you've got a gap missing where the wheel goes. You've got what looks like a normal TM AKM hop arm there. Yeah. So that looks like, you know, a direct rip from Marui, which if they have done that, that's good, because there's aftermarket parts available. And then it looks like they've just fitted this pin at the top, which is like cammed. So as we cam that round, do I have the right Allen key for this? Hopefully you can see it. As we cam that round, it's like the cam on like an engine. So it will just keep going round and round and round, but you'll see the arm moving there. So hopefully this will accept the Jaeger Precision AKM hop arm. And yeah, it's as simple as that. You've got like a little plastic ring spacer here, I presume, to keep the the front of the bolt sliding in nice and smoothly, and it's just absolutely rock solid. These parts do look like they are loosely emanating from a Marui AKM. I can't remember the Marui AKM. It's been a long time since I've had it apart. Having that sort of piece on the hammer as like a spring assist, like spring related or spring resisted, whatever you want to call it. So that's obviously how you field strip it. But I know what everyone's thinking. We want to see it bloody firing. We want to see if it's actually any good, because this might all be well and good, you know, using the Marui AKM system, but if when you put the mag in, you pull the trigger, it's a load of rubbish, then hopefully I've spent the money so you don't have to. So it is a little bit difficult. This pin is kind of loosely riveted on. This the latch or the arm is loosely riveted onto the pin, so it is a bit of a pain getting it back in. And then we just push that in and we push it into the handguard. I did this before, it did work. So we just push that down. Okay. There we go. Just a bit of force needed. And there we have it. Let's get a bit of gas into this thing. I'm going to need a propane can, so let me quickly grab one. Right, got a propane can. It feels fairly full, half full maybe. And we've got a propane can, but we actually need something to get the propane into the mag. And I just thought I'd show you this little thing here. This is the latest version 2 Jaeger Precision propane adapter. Very, very nicely made as the version 1. Subtle changes we've done with the version 2. We've elongated the nozzle just so it works with more magazines. So some people on some very fringe magazines, basically they were bottoming out the adapter and not getting enough gas flow. And then we've basically just changed the geometry inside slightly just to try and increase the gas flow, which has worked. It's very marginal. The most important part is the nozzle being extended. So this is the new version 2. This colour is bronze, which is flying off the shelves, and I only have so many of them. This is turning into a bit of a a promotion of myself here, but you see there the O-ring is like kind of wanting to come out. It's a nice chunky plate at the bottom there though. So let's hopefully that's enough there. We'll put this base plate back on. You could drill a hole there if you wanted to just access it and not have to do that. So we've got some gas in the mag. I'm guessing this isn't going to want to fire because it's got the empty mag catch on there. Why is that so stiff? So this might not fire, or it might just fire once. So yeah, so because there's nothing in the mag, we can't exactly fire it. I didn't see a latch like on the Marui where you could disengage it, so we might just have to put some BBs in it. BBs, I don't know why I say it like that. So it's got a latch on the back here. I don't know how to disengage that, or if there's even a way. I don't know why that's so hard to pull down. Right, 0.3s. This is going to be a bit awkward because we can't fill it from the bottom, and I have to hold that down with my thumb. So I'm going to do my best here. Yeah, the mag is a pain. Why they couldn't just add like a little hole here is beyond me. Just slip off those feed lips. It's a pain. I mean, look how long it's look how long it's taking, unless they want you to not pull that spring down and just use a pistol style adapter. It should go on this loader, it does. It falls off. Falls off though. Oh, the shenanigans in this video. So a normal pistol loader feeds it just fine. So yeah, you're absolutely fine. Now loading this up fully, as with any gas blowback like this, what's going to happen when you try and shove that up into your nozzle? Well, that's going to damage your nozzle. So what you want to do is just take the top round out. So as it gets inserted into the mag, it can move, or in this case, it won't move. I might have to take another one out. So you just want to be able to pull the mag down like that, and that'll save your nozzle from being broken, because I imagine getting spare parts for these things as anything isn't going to be super easy. So put the mag in. Now one thing I will say about the mag, putting it in, there's like very little feedback. There's no like the tiniest noise. So maybe a nice stronger spring in there would give you a nice click. So whack that in, charge around. I've got the hop set to off, I think, and we'll see. Let's see if it fires. No. There is a round in the chamber. There we go. Gonna add a little bit of hop onto that just so it holds the BB. Seems to fire okay. We are using 0.3s. We're firing at 0.7 joules, 0.8 joules, 0.7 joules. So between the high 0.7s and 0.8 joules on a 0.3, which is good, because the last thing you want is to get something like this and it be just too hot to play. Didn't quite finish the mag there. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt because it is brand new. The O-ring is caught up in the valve. It probably doesn't help. I'll leave that base plate off for now. It is nice and punchy, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be the most efficient gas blowback. I mean, it's not something well known for. I mean, I'm not throwing hate in their direction. It's just, when you think of efficient gas blowback guns, you don't think of WellPro. But I would like some kind of feature on there so I can dry fire, just so I'm testing. Because I want to test the auto, but I don't want to have to throw BBs around the room. So put this adapter on, we'll see how well this fills again. Yeah, easy enough. So any pistol adapter is going to work. See if we can rattle some rounds off. And that actually ran really well. Wow, that was actually surprising. I'm going to put a squirt more gas in this thing. The mag is cold. And what I'm going to try and do is, can we mag dump it? And it isn't a fair test, don't get me wrong. We've fired 2 mags through this thing. It's cold. But, I'm dropping BBs everywhere, but can, after firing 2 mags, now we have regassed it, you know, I'm not being too unfair to it. Can we get a mag out of it? This is going to go, if it spits, I'm not surprised, But imagine if it runs this whole mag. Let's see. It's doing that weird thing where it doesn't want to fire, like the empty mag detection is just playing up. Jesus. Wow. That is impressive. Like, it had a bit of a splurge at the start. Maybe it was, you know, atmosphere caught up in the mag. We always give them, you know, the benefit of the doubt. That thing is actually a ripper. So I've done 3 mags out of this now, and on full auto it runs. To be honest, it makes sense, because if they've copied the Tokimori AKM system, that system is just phenomenal on full auto. So if they've took the AKM system and just gone, you know what, we're going to take the AKM system, the trigger group, everything like that. They've even done the hop up, even though they've done the little cam thing, which is, you know, it is what it is. We're just going to make it run off a PP19 mag and have it actually work. Wow. I'm guessing we're not going to be able to put a ton of different grips on here because this actually incorporates the trigger guard. So it's not like you've got the normal AKM style trigger guard and then you can put whatever grip you want on there. So you are kind of maybe stuck a little bit. But the grip is comfy. It's not heavy. The mag is heavy. It's probably most of the weight of it in the mag. And yeah, I'd probably want to somehow just disable. I mean, the mag detection, you know, empty cutoff is good. When you're running rounds through it, but you'll see there, like when the mag is tripping the trigger box to say, right, we're empty, just putting the mag back in and racking it, you have to almost like do it twice. So I'm not sure on that. We'll have to look at that. Maybe something in here is stuck. But the first video that we've done on this PPK, I'm sure it's called the PPK-20, or, you know, for all intents and purposes, the WE06 GM. We're just going to check the specs of the rail. Yeah, seems fine. And yeah, it's a very cool little replica. So apologies for the long video. I'm just having fun while taking a look at this stuff. It runs well. I'm not sure what the hop up, you know, performance is going to be like, but if anyone's going to run one of these, you're going to be pulling all that out, switching up the hot rubber and the inner barrel. If it accepts a Jaeger hop arm, which it looks like it does, you know, wicked. We can use that with a Flamingo. And it's a solid piece. It runs on semi and full auto really well. Better than most guns across this bench from high-end manufacturers. And I'm not throwing shade at WellPro, but to have performance like that out of something that, you know, they're new to the game in terms of gas rifles in this new format, you know. They are copying a great system, which is the Marie AKM system. If that rumour is true, it does look true because all the parts look very similar. I like the ambi selector. It feels good. The recoil on that's very good. Can we have an extra rip just before we go? So I haven't regassed this mag, I don't think. I can't quite remember. So the recoil seemed good. The full auto seemed good. So yeah, see, I put a loaded mag in, charged it, nothing happens. So I've got a round in the chamber. So I take the mag out, do that again, and then it fires. The blowback action is actually quite nice for a small bolt. And it's just done 2 mags on 1 gas fill, and this thing is really cold. We've done what, 4 or 5 mags through it now, can't quite remember how many. So yeah, it's a pretty damn cool little gun. I'm actually happy that I bought it now. I was kind of dreading it when I got it out of the box. I was like, oh no, this thing isn't looking good for whatever reason, I'm not sure. Just be aware that if you've got the hammer dropped and you put the mag in, it does protrude to the valve, so make sure you got it charged and on safe. The mag release is very unsatisfying. It needs a much stronger spring there to give you that nice latch noise. So there's literally no feedback off it. Apart from that, I think this is an absolute game changer for WellPro. The folding stock that works really well. I mean, when it's in the folded position, it does move a bit, but more importantly, when it's locked out, there's no. I mean, you can't show me many manufacturers that get those type of tolerances out of the box. So we're getting to 30 minutes now. So I'm going to quit. I'm going to take a breath and calm down and have some dinner. But hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, let me know down in the comments below what you think of this thing. I think it's an absolute ripper. I'm not sure if anyone's actually covered this yet. But there you have it, the WellPro WE06 GM, or the PPK-20, or the PP19 modern version, whatever you want to call it. Check out the links in the description. More importantly, join the Discord, the Jaeger Discord. Get involved with the Jaeger community. And as always, from me and Bench, unfortunately, we've just gone over 30 minutes, but we'll see you in the next one.